So Donald Trump is facing yet another lawsuit, guys. Another one. This is like 30 lawsuits that he's facing concurrently, all at the same time right now. And this one, in terms of dollar amount, is fairly small, but the symbolism here is massive because he is being sued by 2 Capitol Hill police officers, people entrusted to protect the Capitol, to protect senators and congresspeople, and Donald Trump put them in danger physically and emotionally by what he incited on January 6th when he gave the speech and then his thugs stormed the Capitol. And they are arguing, these 2 officers, that Donald Trump owes them damages. I want to read you some reporting. It says, 2 Capitol Hill police officers have filed a lawsuit against Donald Trump, accusing him of inciting the January 6th insurrection and saying he was responsible for physical and emotional injuries they have suffered as a result. James Blassingame, a 17-year veteran of the force, and Sidney Hemby, an 11-year veteran, filed the lawsuit on Tuesday in U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, seeking damages of at least $75,000 each. This is a complaint for damages by U.S. Capitol police officers for physical and emotional injuries caused by the defendant Donald Trump's wrongful conduct inciting a riot on January 6, 2021 by his followers trying to overturn the results of the presidential election. And so basically what they're arguing is Trump is liable because on that day, the speech he gave, but also what he did, through his social media and through his speeches and all these things in the days and weeks and months between the election and January 6th, he created this kettle and then it burst and then it affected these workers. It affected these Capitol Hill police officers who suffered the brunt of it when they tried to defend democracy from Donald Trump and his thugs. Like, that's what they're arguing. Now, in a court of law criminally, like Donald Trump is facing potential criminal charges in Georgia for trying to interfere in the election there. In a criminal case, you are innocent until proven guilty. And that's the right thing. If you can't prove someone's guilt, you got to default to the fact that they're not guilty. You got to treat them as innocent. But in civil court, when someone is suing you for damages, you don't have to be proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. A judge just has to agree that the evidence is more on the side of the plaintiff than the defendant, and you could be liable for damages. The judge might not give you full liability, only partial, who knows? But Donald Trump faces a lower burden of proof in these sorts of civil trials. So it's very plausible that a criminal court may absolve Trump, but civil courts won't. And again, this is not a lot of money. Donald Trump is a wealthy man. Maybe he's not as wealthy as he likes to portray himself, but he's a very wealthy man. And $75,000, even if it's a couple $100,000 each for these Capitol Hill police officers, the money is nothing. But it's the symbolism. Again, Donald Trump likes to portray himself as Mr. Law and Order, as Mr. I love the police, and portray his opponents in the Democratic Party, especially as not liking the police, and portraying Black Lives Matter and the left as not liking police, and as not respecting law and order, and not respecting the men and women on the thin blue line, and these sorts of things. And yet, when push comes to shove, Bernie Sanders hasn't been sued by police, AOC hasn't, Joe Biden hasn't, Nancy Pelosi hasn't. Only Donald Trump has. Only Donald Trump has been personally sued by 2 Capitol Hill police officers for what he caused on that fateful day. And so whether it's Trump trying to re-enter politics, it's going to be really awkward when he says, I'm the law and order love police guy, when he's the only one facing an ongoing, or perhaps by then, ended, settled, determined lawsuit from 2 cops who felt that they were just trying to do their job to protect democracy, and the Trumpian thugs came at them on the behest of Donald Trump. Again, this is a big deal because you can see the legal walls sort of closing in on Trump. Again, none of these cases individually are maybe massive, except for maybe the ones in Georgia, the one in New York, perhaps, the 2 ones being investigated by district attorneys. But if you have like 30 cases in like a dozen jurisdictions, none of which could be covered by a federal pardon, even if you did give yourself one. At least Trump, unless he did it secretly, didn't give himself a pardon. Like, this is going to drain him and his energy and his finances because you still got to fight these cases. You still got to spend money and resources and energy to fight these. And this is just desserts. For a man that fundamentally said he respected law and order until that law and order led to a democratic election that he lost, it's delicious that police officers defending the democracy that he hated are now trying to sue him for damages. I think this is perfectly reasonable, and I think that if I was on a jury or if I was a judge, I would find Donald Trump at least civilly liable. So good luck to these officers, and let's hope they bleed Donald Trump just a little bit for what he did.